in this video.
And what did it tell me instructions?
One in the middle or overlap or intertwingle. I like that. Does that do anything? Following on from my last video, you may have heard me mention that I bought some more tools from Parkside, from the Middle Island Lidl. Two of the tools, I always wondered, were Parkside going to start making them? And it appears they have. So I bought some and some other tools. Stick around because there's some goodies in this lot at some bargain prices. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's unbox them and give them a bash. Hello, sheddies, and you join me again in my shed.
But first, let's have a look at what else Lidl has to offer that I didn't buy and I haven't shown already in another video. So first of all, workbench, similar to the one I got from Aldi, a reduced section, but I didn't see what price it was. Plastering tools, £4. Electric nailer, 240 volt, 20 quid. Larger than the one I already got from Lidl. These garden chairs, £30, plastic ones. Cordless drill, and you get the charger and the battery with this one, £29.99. And chicken manure pellets. Garden hedge trimmers, 25 quid. Hose cart on a reel, £20. And then sprinkler systems and all sorts of other garden accessories. A manual lawnmower. Can you remember the days when we used to use them? £40. £13 for this solar powered animal repeller. Flexible garden hose, £11. And then the traditional garden hose, £13. Here we are, the robotic lawnmower, £200 with a Lidl Plus app, plenty in stock, and other lawnmowers and other garden stuff. Masonry paint, reduced to £15 with the Lidl Plus app. Fire extinguishers, I've not seen these in there before, £10. And then this barbecue skewer set with rack, £4. The glass and facade cleaner, 20 quid. £15 for this fake grass, 1 metre by 2 metre. And there we are, look, the plasma cutter, reduced to £130. I haven't got one yet, I'm tempted. Cordless bandsaw, I've already got one of them, still in stock, 50 quid. A massive mortar bucket, £6. A laser level for £15. More plastering tools. Rechargeable batteries, AA and treble A, £4 each or 2 for 6 quid. And then the greenhouse has been reduced to £35. Submersible pump, either for swimming pools or for ponds probably. I didn't see a price on that. And then £13 for this irrigation kit. And apologies and sorry for rubbing your nose in it for those people that haven't got tools in their local Lidl store. Right, back to the shed.
Right, a Parkside Ergonomic scraper. Heavy duty scraper. Now, I've been after one of these for quite a while and I always forget to get one. And I didn't know Parkside did them until I looked in the other day. Look, they weren't mentioned in the brochure at all. Rubber on the handle, hole at the end to hang it, knob at the front there to give you better guidance. Then we've got a plate at the top there held in by a screw, which holds in the blade. Got a protective shield on it at the moment. Let's take that off. There we go, plastic shield off. We are. Does it tell us much about it? For removing paint, varnish, rust, stubborn dirt, ergonomically shaped dual component handle with comfortable soft grip. Rubber, 2-hand grip for greater power transmission. Take this off. And then we put the blade in like that, I think. Pull it back to scrape. Double-sided blade, so we can switch it over. I've used similar things in the past, not one specifically for scraping. I've seen plenty of videos of people using them and how much they think it's a great addition to the workshop. Now that don't grip in there very well. Don't grip in there at all. There we go. I don't think I pushed it right down to the bottom. Is that right? It's just the tip showing, but then it's a bit too low down. Well, that's tight. So far, it seems a bit fiddly. Need to go further back in there. You know what it is? I think it's because it's off-centre. Screw there is slightly off to the right, if you can see. And it's not going right deep into that cutout. It wants to come out further, but then it won't grip. Try it there. Nope, not gripping. That could do with bending in a little bit. Yeah, if you look, that threaded hole is slightly off to the right. Isn't going right into the V. If it was into the V, catch the blade a bit better. And because it's a little bit higher, it's meeting the top of this blade. So I think I'm just going to bend that in a little bit. Right, so I've just put it in the vise. Precision tool. Sounds like the start to Flash Gordon, that, or is it just me? Suppose I could put like a packer behind it, but let's just see if this works. Just not low enough to seat it. Nope, still loose. Right, let's give it a bit more of a whack. That's got it. Well, that's gripping it. Crud. Well, that seems to be in. It's slightly off centre at the minute. I might swap it out for another one. Not sitting in there properly. Yeah, it's not ideal, but right, we'll be able to give it a try at least. So a bit of painted wood. That needs to be further out. It's doing it. Really could do this being anchored down. Get a little bit off at a time. Well, we're taking a bit of wood off as well, but but yeah, it's taking the paint off well.
One of the jobs I wanted to use it for was this leaf table to take the varnish off, but it's actually in another shed under a load of other stuff, so I didn't want to bother getting it out, but I tried it out, and as you can see, it's really doing the job, taking that varnish off really well. And then I thought I'd try it on my rusty pizza oven. As you can see, it's taking off the rust okay, but I didn't really go to town on it. You can see the loose rust coming off. And these are some chairs I've got in the garden, loads of grime on there and whatnot. So, yeah, scraping that up well. As you can see, the little pile of scrapings on there. Then I've got some plywood, clamped it down to the worktop, painted on one side. And as you can see, it's taking it off. Pretty much what I wanted to use it for removing paint and removing varnish. And what did it say on the instructions? Strength transmission. Yeah, using that knob on top really gives you strength transmission.
If you don't want to use a sander, sometimes it's good just to scrape off the varnish or paint or rust. I think I might swap this out for another one because, like I say, I think it's not, well, I know it's not central, and I think that's stopping me from gripping it at the base, so it sits into that groove just there. What do you think? Let me know. Next, Parkside solderer connector assortment, and I've always wondered about when they'll bring these out. And these were £2.99. I don't think that's bad. Oh, by the way, that scraper was £2.99 as well. If you didn't know what these were, instead of soldering and putting a heat shrink over, this is all in one. So you slide one cable in from one side, one in for the other, heat it up, different sizes. And they've also got this glue strip on there as well to make it watertight, so you ain't got water ingress. Nothing in English. Oh, there we are. Solder connector assortment. Secure and splash-proof connection for cables, so more splash-proof. Medium tube shrinkage, temperature 80 degrees centigrade. Minimum solder melting temperature, 138 degrees centigrade. So that is quite low. 60 pieces in total, various sizes. Right, let's open it up and have a play. But I thought for some jobs, rather than getting the soldering iron out, get the hot air gun, just heat them up. So as you can see there, I've got a solder ring, got two glue rings, and then the heat shrink around the outside. One cable in from one side, one in the other, join in the middle or overlap or intertwingle. Heat it up, and away you go. Oh, some really diddy ones there. Destructions. Yep, so it shows on there, hot air gun. Shows how to connect them and then heat them up. Simple as that, but there's all the spec. And I suggest reading the instructions if you're going to do it, but I'm not. So I need a bit of wire. Cut it down the middle. 1, 2, open up the ends a little bit. Obviously, I'm not an electrician, so do your own homework first. Like that. And then just intermingle that one with the other one. Or put them both through so they meet in the middle. There we go. Right, hot air gun. Do it like that. Parkside hot air gun. Probably not the safest way, but that's what I'm doing. And yes, I know, I shouldn't be wearing these gloves when doing this. Quick interruption. If by some miracle you're enjoying this video, please give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel out. Cheers. Right, let that cool down. Probably gone a bit overboard with that. Right, I think it's just about cooled down. Yeah, I've probably gone a bit overboard. But you can see where the solder has melted onto the wires, connected them together. 2 glue seals either end, or whatever it is, stop the water ingress. And then the heat shrink has shrunk around it as well. So if you're doing it though, take your time, not like me, bull in a china shop. But you get the idea. Next, now I'm giving this away, another bottle opener. Every time I see them, this one's reduced from £3.99 to £3.19. I think I've got to get it. I've already got one. So I'm going to do a giveaway on that. And all you got to do is be subscribed, like the video, and then comment below, I'm in. And I'll just pick one at random. I'll announce it in the next video. So subscribe if you're new here. Ring the bell, because I don't know what day it's going to come out, but it will be in the next few days. Also, I never tell you you've won in the comments. I'll send this anywhere in the world. So if your country can't get Parkside, now's your chance to become a fanboy. Fan edition. Next, another scraper. £2.99. Longer handle on this. Rubber on the handle. Good solid handle. This is more for scraping in that direction. For removing paint, wallpaper, good call, and carpet residue. Ergonomically shaped dual component handle with comfortable soft grip. Practical hole for hanging. 3-year warranty. Oh, it's got a slight angle to it, look. So it slices through rather than pushing against it. Interesting. So that coming up. Bits of glue and paper and cardboard and all sorts. How old that paint is. Red paint. I like that. Bit of glue there or something. What is that? Come up, whatever it is. That's all right, isn't it? Presume you can switch the blade round. 2 screws to hold it in place. No faffing around with this one. At least the V is in the groove. What's that bit for? Just to cover up how it's connected, I suppose. What that back? I like that a lot. Me good old cutting board can have a bit of a spring clean. Oh, I've made a right load of scratches in that though. I know why. Because it's all rippled over the years. It's like heat up, cooled down, and it's all flexible now, so it's taking the ridges off. Never mind. Yeah, good. Do we need to look at the instructions? Oh, I can't even be bothered. It shows how to take the blade off. Next, screwdriver set. Made by Parkside, of course. I've got my light on above and it always shines. Let me turn that off. I've already got a screwdriver set on this workbench on the wall, but as I've mentioned before, I'm doing my workshop modifications at the other end, so this can sit down there when I do it. £7.99, £8. Includes wall bracket with bit holder for storage, ergonomic handles for comfort, magnetic tip. 37-piece set. Accessories for fitting it on the wall. There's all the bits you get in there if you're interested. There's it hanging on the wall. Right, let's open it up. Yes, I know, I'm getting quite a few Parkside tools at the minute. I want to get them while I can, because when they're out of stock, you have to wait a while to get them again. And I've been after a track saw for ages and ages. Plunge saw, and they don't seem to come back into stock. Hopefully they will this year. My friend Rog from the Garage Workshop YouTube channel. Check his channel out, by the way. He's got loads of Parkside reviews and other reviews as well, actually, and build projects and whatnot. He thinks a lot like me and gets them when he can. His collection of Parkside tools is quite vast as well. So let's have a look in here. Raw plugs and screws for fixing. Nice. Not bad, £7.99 that, is it? All the little bits down here that should... Do they come... Does that move? Does that do anything? Do they move it? Oh, it clicks. Oh, it's a little... Ah, look. So they lock in and then press the trigger and they lock in place. Push to activate. Of course, you can use them with the holder screwdriver. Take one of the Torx bits out. Into there. See how well it fits in. Magnetic. Yeah, it holds in there. It ain't going to fall out in a hurry. You can pull it out, obviously. Rubber on the handle. Hole if you want to hang them on the wall. Plastic everywhere else, and obviously we've got the nut shape on there if you want to get a spanner onto it just to give it that extra nip up or undo. D6.3. Back into there. Have I lost one? Oh, it's fell out. How's that happened then? Got one trapped. Now I can't close it or do anything with it. Come on. Oh, they're all falling out. I know what I'll do for occasions like this. Hey. Magnets always come in handy. Click that back in. Back in. Put that back in there. So we've got POSs, flathead, tiny precision type ones. I know a lot of people won't call them precision, but they are smaller. I call them precision. Still with rubber on the handle as well. And then we've got the free moving knob at the end, so you can hold it in one hand and then turn with the other. Couple of dumpies on there. Just give it extra grip. It's like a star shape. Just open holes at the back. That's a handy feature as well. It just shows you what it is on the top. If you're looking from above, you'll be able to see which each of them is. Same on here, look. So, a nice selection. I'll store that for when I do my shed conversion. More workbenches. Next, got some more packing tape. I've had some of this already. I thought for that price, £2.99, £3. You can't go wrong. Clear. They have the traditional brown stuff as well, but I always prefer clear. More versatile. Pack of 3 rolls. 66 metre each by 50 millimetres. There we go. Next, angle brackets, £2.99 a pack. Again, my new workbenches, these brackets will come in handy for that, and shelving and racking and whatever else. I've got different sizes of these, but these are real beefy. Look at those bad boys. Galvanised, 90mm by 90mm by 65 by 2.5mm thick. It's got that angle support there in the centre. Plenty of screw holes. And big holes if you want to put bolts through as well. They have different sizes of these in pretty much all the time, actually. 4 in a pack. So that's them. Next, no time left. I'll do the other tools in the next video. So, I've got some more tools to show you from Parkside. That'll come in the next video where I'll also announce who wins the bottle opener. So put a comment below saying I'm in. But if you enter in the comments, please remember that I never respond back to a comment saying you've won. And I never tell you to go somewhere else or I contact you. I'll just announce it in the next video. Because in the past, people have even set up a YouTube account that's similar to mine, telling people to go elsewhere. So just ignore those. And like I say, I'll just announce it in the next video. And also put any other comments you like below. I always enjoy the comments, even if I don't get back to them all straight away. But you're all a fantastic lot, a great community. You respond to ones that I don't get to, which is brilliant. Also, Maker Central. I wasn't going to go this year because I had other things on, but I am going now because the plans have changed. So I'm going to have a walk round, see what sort of tools I can't live without. I wonder if Parkside's there. Probably not. You know, in the comments, if you're going, let me know what tools you've bought or tools you're buying. And I've mentioned him on my channel before. In case you don't know, Rog from the Garage Workshop, check his channel out. Loads of videos on there, including one of them, which I'm very jealous of, his plunge saw. I missed that tool drop. While we're talking about shout-outs, also Frank's Little Workshop, and a lot of you will know about him, but he's getting very close to 10,000 subscribers. So check his channel out. As I always say, I'm not an expert. These are just things I get up to at the weekend in my shed. But if I've missed anything or got anything wrong, put them in the comments below. It helps me and others. Put a link on the screen now to my playlist of all my other tool reviews, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Take care. And remember, keep calm and head to the shed. Cheers.
See you next time on Weekend Shedhead.